The role of the private sector is crucial in the development of any modern economy, and experts say Egypt is no different. The private sector is seeking more integration with the government's economic plans.
As government and private sector, we must collaborate and put our visions together to be on the right track for development. We have a growing number of foreign companies that want to partner Egyptians in new projects here which prove the government is doing something right, but there must be more integration with the private sector.
To have a positive impact, the private sector needs some assurances and issues that has to be addressed.
How to promote private sector participation in the Egyptian economy, and as you know, the Egyptian economy is suffering from lack of resources, and the introduction of the private sector is very important. How to make life easier for them to get into the project, how also the government can be ready to cater for private sector demands, i.e. has the government identified sufficient projects for the private sector to participate? What's the formula of engagement in the public-private partnership? How this engagement should be a win-win situation.
According to CapMass Institute for Surveys, over 80% of businesses in Egypt are usually owned by the private sector. The private sector also employs the majority of the workforce in the market, while over 70% of the national income is derived from the private sector and establishments. The private businesses have suffered a lot in the last few years, not just for the political upheaval, but also for the lack of any business environment that encourages investments.
We need decentralization in the Egyptian government. We need new laws. We need new incentive programs to actually entice and be appealing to the foreign and local investor to come and invest in Egypt. As an example, if I'm really investing in one of the new urban projects or the new babies, what sort of tax exemptions will I get? What sort of facilities as the banking sector would give me? What sort of cost of finance would you give me? If I'm putting my money in the currency of US dollar, if I want to take it back, can you afford as a country to give it back to me or not?
Business executives want to get involved in the changing process to ensure their demands and hardships have been addressed. Public-private integration is a new concept in Egypt. The government says it will give a larger role to the private sector once a new economic order is established. But what businessmen want is to have a say in the establishment process itself. Yasser Hakim for CCTV, Cairo.